with the 2019 Insight. Honda is hoping that the third time's the charm for this nameplate, which promises the future but hasn't always been in tune with it. Nearly 20 years after the introduction of the original high MPG featherweight Honda Insight, the first hybrid sold in the United States. Hybrids comprise roughly 2% of the new passenger vehicle market. Yet they didn't account for much more than 1% of Honda's United States sales last year. The Insight is one of several vehicles on the way from Honda that aim to bring more eco-conscious shoppers back to the brand. This Insight employs a version of Honda's latest two-motor hybrid, Intelligent Multi-Mode Drive or IMMD, system, functioning much as it does in the Accord Hybrid and the Clarity plug-in hybrid. It earns what Honda anticipates will be EPA estimates of up to 55 MPG City and 50 MPG combined once those ratings are finalized. The numbers Honda is touting for this new Insight would rank it behind its more successful arch rival, the Toyota Prius, as well as the newest mileage champ, the Hyundai Ioniq. Clearly, Honda isn't making fuel economy the sole focus of the Insight this time. Instead, going for a broader appeal is a stylish, well-equipped sedan aimed at American consumers. It's United States built, including even the engine and the battery pack, for those keeping score, and will be positioned between the Civic and the Accord in Honda's sedan lineup. It's based on the Civic platform, and while its relation to one of CD's 10 best cars is encouraging, Honda emphasizes that it's not simply a Civic hybrid. The likeness is there, but the sheet metal is different, and the Insight gets an aluminum hood plus a more Accord-like grille. The Civic's chassis goodness should be on hand, though, with essentially the same suspension, consisting of struts in front and a multi-link layout at the rear. Aiming to provide a quiet, refined interior, Honda has given the top touring trim liquid-filled compliance bushings, and all versions have added insulation for the engine bay and the firewall, doors, and floor. The Insight shares the Civic's 106.3-inch wheelbase, and while we expect the interior space to parallel that of the Civic, Honda has worked to make the Insight significantly more plush. It notes that the cabin appointments include real stitching for the soft instrument panel trim, while a 7.0-inch TFT display is part of the instrument cluster. Heated seats and leather upholstery are available. A folding rear seat, standard across the model line, opens up space for items too long for the 15 cubic foot trunk. In Honda's two-motor hybrid system, one motor is geared directly to the gasoline engine with a clutch connecting the two to the transaxle, while another motor, the traction motor for most conditions, is geared to the differential. Under some highway driving conditions, the gasoline engine is clutched in at a fixed tall ratio, while most of the time it revs up and down on its own to generate electricity to move the Insight effectively as an electric car. A strategy that, based on our experience in other models using the system, results in better responsiveness than the Prius. Honda hasn't yet revealed the size of the lithium-ion battery pack in the Insight or the power rating of the individual powertrain components, but the automaker said it can run with the gasoline engine off in some conditions for about a mile. Like the Clarity PHEV, it uses an Atkinson cycle 1.5-liter four-cylinder engine. Total system output is a bit lower than the Clarity PHEVs, at 151 horsepower and 197 pounds-feet of torque. However, Honda boasts that the Insight has the best power-to-weight ratio in its class. The 2019 Honda Insight arrives at dealerships starting in early summer. Will it deliver on the promise to make high-mileage driving more bearable, and maybe even fun, compared to its uninspiring 2010 to 2014 predecessor, let alone the Ioniq and the Prius? You can bet we'll be investigating that soon.